I feel comfortable with the game plan, so I just want to go out there and execute the plays and just put on a good performance.
What happens after this? I mean, are you kind of sweating whether Carson is going to be ready, and that could affect whether you would have a roster position?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, I'm not sure what their plan is, and the medical decisions going on right now. I just know that I have to go out there and execute, and just put my best game out there. And if it doesn't result in me staying with the Eagles, hopefully I end up somewhere else.
You've been through a bunch of transactions over the years now. You've been waived and re-signed and waived and re-signed. Do you get kind of used to it after a while?
No. It's never a fun day getting waived. But that's the life of an NFL player who's fighting to make rosters.
What's it like having been through this week before, and you have a lot of young guys you're playing with who are experiencing this for the first time? As a veteran in that standpoint, how do you help them prepare and go through the week?
You just make sure that you're always communicating with each other. Just every time you come back to the sideline, talking about what you see out there, and that starts in the practice field. And we've been making sure we've been doing that all throughout camp. So I think everybody feels pretty comfortable going into the game on Thursday.
Is it tougher not putting more on this game than the fact that it's just another football game?
No, I don't think so. I mean, obviously everybody knows what comes along with this game and the preseason ending, and there's going to be a lot of roster moves, especially with the younger guys. So, you just have to make sure you're on top of your preparation, so you can just pin your ears back and play, and then hope for the best after.
Talking to some of the other receivers about you, they're excited because you're just going to let it sling. You'll throw the ball out there. Are you looking forward to that aspect of it, of just taking your shots down the field and letting these young guys go make plays?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a great group of receivers here. There's a ton of depth at the position. So, I'm lucky that I have weapons all over the field. So I'm looking forward to Thursday and just putting the ball in the real athletes' hands.
Is it fair to say you do some of your best work outside the pocket?
It was something that we emphasized in Green Bay over the past 2 years, and I've kind of made it a part of my game. So, when things break down, I'd like to try and extend the play and put us in a positive position at all times.
When obviously you played behind Aaron Rodgers for a long time, and now you've been here with Wentz. It's kind of the model that Doug Peterson followed as a quarterback. Do you think you're going to be the next Doug Peterson?
Yeah, hopefully I have a career that lasts as long as his. That's definitely a goal of mine moving forward.
You want to coach when you're done?
Yeah, that'd be something I'd look forward to. But right now my concentration is on playing.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of friends and family coming to the game?
Being from the area, there's a ton of my friends, high school friends, people I grew up with, who are trying to make an effort to come to the game. And then some of those who don't make it, they'll be watching at home.
Have you been told whether or not you're going to start or play at all in the first half?
I'm still not positive about gameplay or playing time and what that decision is, but I'm sure that'll come up this afternoon when we kind of go over the game plan.
Yeah.
You had mentioned before that this, like you said, this isn't just like playing for the Eagles almost. You're auditioning for every other team. Haven't been through this before. Does that kind of make it a little more confident in yourself?
I always like to stay confident. I think that starts with my preparation. I have been through this situation before, and I know that it gets pretty stressful after this final preseason game. But I'm not going to let that affect the way that I play and affect my mindset going forward.
You've been doing this a while now. You've been in one regular season game, the end of last season. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. It was against the Lions. You got about 7 passes, something like that.
Yeah, it was the end of the last regular season game last year. The game was a little out of hand. They asked me on the sideline if I wanted to go run the clock out or run a little bit of a 2-minute drill style offense, and said obviously the 2-minute drill. So I was lucky to get a couple passes in. Some things really didn't go our way, but the defense obviously knew the situation and what we were putting on the field. So, it was just a cool experience to get live reps in an actual game.
Did you have a sense before the game that you might see some action?
I knew it was a possibility being the last preseason or last regular season game, but no one ever said anything to me. I just, as a backup, made sure I was prepared and ready to go if need be.
Do you wonder when the next chance like that will be?
I'm hoping soon.
Yeah.
How do you think this camp and preseason has gone for you overall? Have you been pretty happy with the things you've been able to show in the limited amount?
Yeah, I think I've had a solid camp. I wasn't extremely happy with how things went in my first preseason performance, but things kind of just go that way sometimes, and you always got to make sure that you're progressing and moving forward.
Is the offense very different here from Green Bay?
You find your similarities in the offense and concepts and way things are read out, but when I move to a new team, I try to clear out some of the other offense so I can just concentrate on the offense being put in front of me. But then, I'll try to pull from some teachings that I've had in the past to help speed up the process.
What have you learned here? You mentioned when you signed that you were looking forward to being with Wentz and so forth. He's been limited, obviously, but he's not been limited in talking to you or anything like that.
I mean, Carson, Nick, and Nate, they've all done a great job getting me up to speed with the offense. It's a great quarterback room, and it obviously showed last year, and I'm sure they're going to have another successful season this year. If it's Carson or Nick starting, but they've proven themselves in the NFL, and I just tried to gain as much knowledge as I could.
Is Carson like Aaron Rodgers at all, different personality-wise?
I mean, everybody has their differences personality-wise, but Carson, definitely stands out in the sense that he knows the offense inside and out, knows defenses inside and out, and his preparation is at the top with the other guys that I've been around.